a website, and they're affiliated with Target Justice as well. I did not know this. Some things get blocked sometimes on my phone, and some things don't, right? But I didn't know. So it's called, and I read it yesterday, and I thought, gosh, I would love to share this, for other people that may not have internet or don't know. But it's called Unseen Crisis. The author is Sam. He is a former mathematics professor and data science professional who holds a master's in statistics from the University of Toledo. Sam is also a targeted individual. He resides in Toledo, Ohio, where he raises awareness on the targeted individual program. This is Unseen Crisis. And I went and downloaded this. It's called the program. And I just thought, I went to the library and I printed it off, and I put it in my book of notes that I showed you guys, that big notebook that I've had since, that I've been printing stuff since 2018. When I didn't know what this was, I was printing like big, it's knowledgeable. It's good knowledge to know what's out there. Like the big DARPA weapons they use on the back of tankers for, like all that stuff. The window bouncing, things like that. The weapons, the patents. So, I have all kinds of stuff. Ted Gunderson, Sorby, all of their affidavits. I've printed all of them. Mendoza. Oh, it's not Jesus. Jose Mendoza. He actually was really nice. When I talked to him many, many years ago, gosh, it would have been, he did end up, I believe, winning his lawsuit. Mendoza, yeah. I talked to him personally. Thank you. I don't know if he's still alive but thank you, because he did tell me, I will call your local sheriff's department for you and explain what's going on. And I was so scared, and I said, please. So I don't know if he did go ahead and call my local sheriff's department to let them know what really was happening to me after I had spoke to my sheriff's department. So, hey, Blondie, 13. So, pardon my appearance. I'm like, ugh. It's Saturday. I'm going to bake a chicken. It's 54 degrees in central Minnesota, which is, I'm not complaining, but I'm not turning on my furnace. Will not do it. Nope, it's got to be 30, 35 maybe degrees, 40 degrees, and I'll turn, well, it was 44. So anyway, hi. What I was going to do, and then I have this, and this came from, I believe, www.crisisunseen.com, and they're affiliated with Targeted Justice. I did not know this, and I've seen Roy's picture on there too. What I'm talking about is I went, I got something on my not my TikTok or my YouTube, and I didn't know anything about this website. It's called www.crisisunseen.com. Well, they're affiliated with Targeted Justice. So on their website, they also have Targeted and Justice like infiltrated with them. And I just wanted to, I went to the library and I printed it out because I read it and I thought, wow, this would be really cool to just read it for you guys. I mean, if you're just sitting around, you want to be educated. If you know somebody that may be a person that is a targeted person or a survivor or just coming on to kind of learn about what's happening in our nation today, thank you. So I did do this one. I'm putting this flyer in my car. It's bizarre how the flag is upside down. But it talks about this, and what it is, it says Americans do not have, I like saying that, privacy of their thoughts. It talks about flyers out. I also have this one, and I do believe this is the one that Maria was talking about. I haven't spoken to Maria, but my friend from I won't say where she's from, but well, Canada, and then she lives in Florida. And I miss you. I need to call you today. I'll call you a messenger. But Maria puts this in her car. She's also on the board of Targeted Justice as well as Roy Eucups. But this one is something that you want to put in your car. Attention police and sheriff's department. The FBI, and what this says is like, the FBI is lying to you. Well, okay. Now, I'm just not going to say any comments. The FBI is huge. It's a huge corporation. There are hundreds of thousands of people that work for the Federal Bureau of Investigations. And I feel that calling out the FBI might be offended to some of the people. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be wrong. You guys tell me if you think I'm wrong. But hi, Joe. Thank you. If anybody wants some cake, I made a devil's cake today, chocolate. Come on over. I live in Hinckley, Minnesota. Come on over. We can watch movies all day. I was going to watch the Hobbit series. Okay. All right. I'm just being goofy. So, this is something that talks about the FBI terrorist screening database. Okay. I mean, I understand this is from Targeted Justice. And, it's great. I'm grateful for this. But sometimes I think going above and beyond and calling out the entire entity isn't a good idea. I think our verbiage needs to be corrected. I'm just saying that. And that's my opinion. I mean, I don't understand because Targeted Justice won't call me back. I've emailed them. I know they're very, 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 very busy. I get it. I leave it in God's hands. So here's the deal. So, it talks about everything about the government and the FBI and all this stuff. But I get it. I get that. But, that'd be like, FBI is, I don't know how to put it in words. I guess I'm just going to let it be. But I'm going to have this. I'm going to put this in my car. So I have it if I ever get pulled over, which I wouldn't. Because I don't really do much because I'm disabled until my hip surgery at Mayo Hospital, the best hospital in the world. Get my teeth fixed. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say hi, Rohan. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Just reading some of this. It's like 47 pages long, but I just thought printing it because I'm old school, so I gotta print the paper. I gotta use the 3-hole punch and put it in my little notebook. That's just how I work. But I just wanted to kind of read it to you, so this is kind of a for educational purposes, you guys, seriously. It's for educational purposes, and I just think it would be maybe helpful to some, but I also think that it would be helpful to get, I keep forgetting it, unseencrisis.com acknowledgement, as well as Targeted Justice acknowledgement, and all of the people and the doctors that are trying to. There is the rally going on right now in Washington, D.C. It started yesterday. I'm kind of upset. If I would be closer than the state of Minnesota from Washington, D.C., I would have got in my car and I would have headed right over there. Because, for one, I really can't afford to be doing that, but I do have free hotel stays because I'm a Wyndham's member, so it wouldn't really cost me that much. But gas, that's a long ways for me, though, from Minnesota to Washington, D.C. over the mountains. I would have loved it, but I'm really upset. There should be more people there. If any of you are near Washington, D.C., you need to get there, and you need to get there now. And Targeted Justice is live right now. Anna's down there. She was talking this morning. There is not enough bodies there. I mean, I know today is probably the biggest day because people work on Friday, but please, if you are by Washington, D.C., by the monument, get your butt down there, over there, across there, up there, wherever. Okay, so I'm going to read. So this talks about, it says, okay, so I'll just start from the beginning, okay? What's going on in Washington, D.C. is there's a rally for targeted individuals. It started yesterday and it ends tomorrow. They're going up to the Senate today and they're proceeding, like Richard Lighthouse, Anna Toledo, who's our attorney. If you're not familiar with targeted individuals and you're just on here to see who I am, you need to do your research. So please, would you Google targeted justice and just keep an open mind. You know, just keep an open mind. And we really need your help and we need everybody's help to support this, honestly. It's a big deal. For 8 years I've been tormented. I'm not gonna go there. You can look at my stories. I am on YouTube. I got like 40 videos. Oh, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Hang on. Ouch. Oh, ooh. So I'll be right there. Oh. Oh. Sorry about that, you guys. All the four-wheelers are just around my house today. Hay Days is in Princeton, Minnesota today. Do the water skips with the snowmobiles. I'm back. Joe, just to let you know, I don't watch TV. I watch my phone. I don't have internet or a TV here because I'm a good Christian woman. I'm a daughter of the King. That's my ministry. There's like 6 of us. But you don't have to call me a white goddess. You can just call me a goddess. And your place is as a man. Doesn't matter what color you are. Okay? Remember that. But Joe, if you've never heard of targeted individuals, could you do me a favor? Would you please look up targeted justice and just check it out? That's all I ask. Thank you. Okay, so here I go. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to read of it, but I'm going to see how far I can get through. And this is just for educational purposes, you guys, okay? So I'm trying to get the word out, and I'm trying to help any way I can. And I know I'm so sporadic. I'm like, I don't need to explain. I'm me. I'm Karen. That's who I am. Sometimes I'm animated. Sometimes I'm serious. Sometimes I'm bawling. Sometimes I might have some cocktails in me, but not as much as I am emotional. Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. I'm a northern girl. Get me a fishing pole, get my line wet, put me on a four-wheeler, take me camping. Planting some flowers and some vegetables. Sorry. Okay, so this is by Sami Dia, S-A-M-I-D-I-A. It's called Targeting Civilians with Directed Energy, okay? So the introduction of this, and like I said, the reason I'm reading this is I didn't even know Unseen Crisis was a platform. When I seen it, like I said, I was just soaked into it. I was like, this, even though our platforms, David A., you know, that we can use. I personally, those 3 are like my top 3. Targeted Justice, David A. Atkins, he's on YouTube. He's amazing. I want to do an interview with him, but God hasn't told me it's time. To set the standards is that I am a targeted individual. I'm 57 years old. I just turned 57. I'm a single woman. Love being single. I was with somebody for 20 years. We're not going to go there. I have my own home. I have a couple of cats that are paying in my you know what. But for some reason, I should have been dead. The torture and the programming. I have 11 what they're called biomedical implants. Now, they're not like the biomedical, like biomedical can be to be able to hear, you know, when they put that there, like, okay, or biomedical, like a pacemaker, a prostheses, implants in your teeth, like a hand. That's what that is. My biomedical implants that I knew something was wrong, and that's another program I want to talk to you about too. Sorry, Jesse, Mike, that I left this out. But they're more in depth. They're a different entity, kind of, in a sense. So, Cosmic Clarity Connections and mynexus.com. Okay. Cosmic Clarity Connections is out of Florida. My Nexus is out of Reno, Nevada. Now, I will say since 2018, they started doing scans. Dr. John Hall, Jesse Beltran are amazing people. Okay? They're really tough as nails, kind of. Put me on your team and tell me what to do and say, and let me tell you what, I could probably do it. I could probably do it. But it's in God's hands, so I'm going to leave it at that. But they did my RF scan. So I flew to Reno because I knew something was wrong. I was feeling like I was being electrocuted. I had pain along here. Long story short, I knew something was wrong. And lo and behold, God bless his soul, Craig LaForest, messaged me on Messenger because I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's got thousands of friends. He was friends with Robert Duncan as well. Referred me to Cosmic Clarity Connections, which do RF scans. Now, they have clinics. You can go to mynexus.com. You can subscribe to their email, and they have clinics all over the United States. I think Jesse has been over to England, Europe. I know he's been over out of our country to do this. He's been doing this since 2018. He's a master hypnosis. He's also a retired firefighter and a paramedic. Thank you for your service, Jesse. But he did my RF scan. I flew to Reno. I was like, I got a referral from Craig LaForest, and it was like a godsend. You know, I was praying and praying. I'm like, I'm not crazy. This is really happening to me. Nobody talks to me. My family disowned me for why, I don't know why. But going forward, look at mynexus.com and Cosmic Clarity Connections. I got a referral from Craig LaForest. Thank you. Because I didn't know anything about this RF scanning. And it was a godsend. But yet it was a very hard hump to get over. I'm getting better at it. It's been since April 25th. I'm getting more. Please look him up. Donate to their cause. I mean, Targeted Justice needs help. But I flew there. Jesse picked me up from the airport. I felt that was very special. The whole telly station was gross, though. But I don't want to get tears in my eyes. So I had this RF scan. It was detrimenting. It was traumatic. I have 11 biomedical implants in my body that are targeting me via radio frequencies from the military and the 3 acronym departments and the government. I don't know how they got there. I did not consent to any of this. And I feel like I'm being electrocuted. I have Voice to Skull program. Look up Voice to Skull, anybody. So anyway, I have one here. 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 I have one in my chest. I have one in my upper abdomen. I have one in my right hip. I have one in my left side. And I have one in my back and my buttock. So these implants are like microchips or like grains of rice. Just look it up. And they're doing this to children. Just look it up. I'm not going to go there, but so I have these biomedical implants that were placed in my person, and I did not consent to any of this, and I don't know how it happened. But my radio frequencies are all military and 3-letter entities, like FBI, CIA, DOD, DOA, DOE. So anyway, I'm going to stop crying because it's really hard, but I started vaping. It's horrible. I got to quit. It's the lowest milligram, but it's better than doing drugs and drinking, right? Okay. No, not really, but okay. So, okay. So the introduction on this from unseencrisis.com, which is affiliated on their platform. They affiliate with Targeted Justice, so you can go to both, even going to Unseen Crisis. Just look through it. But this is what I'm going to start reading you today. So let's go on. Rohan. Hi, Rohan. Rohan, hi. So they talk about targeted civilians with directed energy. Okay, so the introduction to this states. Now, I'm reading this from unseencrisis.com from their website. I printed it because that's how I work. I'm old school. I love the smell of paper. So, okay, so civilians in the United States and other countries are being targeted with technology that sabotages, subjugates, and neutralizes them. It's capable of covertly and remotely monitoring thoughts, altering emotions, and controlling the mind and body of an unaware target. It has global reach, and once it's locks on the target, there is no known way to prevent the effects from reaching them. This technology is being used by NATO, aligned international deep state on both aware and unaware civilians, and it's actively being contained from the public's knowledge. Now, I'm going to add to that, you guys. This also, that's why when I said earlier about Targeted Justice, the FBI, I get it, they're going for the big boys, but guess what? People are hacking people's bodies. People are doing this to people for revenge too. My implants, I don't know. A certain person told me that I have a unique situation. And it's very concerning to me. And I'm not going to name his name because I'm not going to put him out there. And it's really concerning. I know he's busy, but I want to know what that means. You know, my mom worked for a medical, not going to name the entities. I don't think I can on here. This isn't what it matters. This is for educational purposes. So going forward, I'm going to stop because then I'll get on a tangent. The technology utilizes what's known as electromagnetic EM waves. EM waves are what's used for radio towers, cell towers, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and radar. For example, a 5G cell tower directs EM waves towards cellular phones, and the phones convert these EM waves into data. Okay, what's less known is that EMF waves can also interact with human biology in unique ways. For example, EMF waves, which are electromagnetic waves, which can come from cell towers, satellites, all of the energy that's around here, it's bizarre. EMF waves can be focused as directed energy and be pulsing it directly at a specific area of the brain. Can make a target perceive the desired speech. There is a big cover-up about the vast capabilities of directed energy in that it's being used on civilians. Reports from thousands of victims have revealed at least 5 categories of capabilities. Remote neural monitoring, which is called, acronym for that is RNM, which is surveilling the target's thoughts, emotions, and senses, such as mental imagery, verbal thoughts, and what the target is seeing. Now, I want to hyphen something on that. I want to emphasize something on that addendum, or whatever you want to call the big term for it. So in my experience, what the target is seeing I have probably 15 character witnesses, if not more, including my ex-husband and my son and my ex-mother-in-law. I was seeing like bears in my backyard, lived in the country. I was seeing spaceships, and it wasn't like it was like 3D. It was placed. I told my husband there's raccoons playing on the car ramps, and he's like, he thought it was just nuts, and that's what they try to do. They want to sabotage you, your life, your relationship with you, your family. But that's a revenge thing. So I did have the visual. My son one day, when I didn't know what this was, and I was still living with him. It was 2018, and I'm sitting in our living room with my husband and my son, and all of a sudden I see this ghost-like appearance with a man with a top hat and a cane and like tuxedo tails in black and white, coming across my street going, and I live in the country, going, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna get you, and kept walking. What I seen by this visual perception targeting through here to here. That my son went outside. I was scared to death. My son went outside and came in saying, Mom, there's no one under the basketball hoop. So it is real. Physiological manipulations are forceful and precise control of the target's body, such as moving limbs, which I have video of it, of my foot being completely torqued like this. Like, here's your foot. And it was going, I have video of it. They move your limbs. I had my arms coming out, my feet put off the brakes, but that is really real. It's manipulation. It's kindergarten stuff. This is like kindergarten stuff. They've been doing this for 40, 50 years. No, 50 years. They force speech and they directly control organ functions. Artificial, physiological, and psychological and physiological states, altering mental and physical states such as inducing emotions, mood, stress, and altering consciousness. Artificial sensory experience, inducing the target to perceive sensory experiences such as speech, pain, and visual imagery. Again, that's artificial. So, anybody that's on here and you've Googled targeted individuals and you've happened to come across my whatever, my YouTube, whatever, video, whatever. If you're new, please take a breath. Everything's going to be okay. Okay? Go to targetedjustice.com, unseencrisis.com, David Atkins on YouTube. Who else? Roy Eukips from England. He's having some troubles. I recommend him. I recommend any videos from Dr. Robert Duncan. Any YouTube videos, the late Robert Duncan. Brian Coffrin. I don't know if he had a platform. I'm not sure, but most of the victims to overtly and continuously experience these effects are what's known as a targeted individual. TIs is short for target individual, whom the deep state has subjected to remote and covert systematic neutralization with directed energy and remote neuromonitoring, which might also involve non-consensual experimentation. This is done to TIs as part of a black program. TIs are overtly targeted in such a way to know of these weapons' existence and capabilities where other civilians are being covertly targeted. TIs are being systematically thwarted from adequately influencing others about this technology they are subjected to. In addition to the non-consensual experimentation on unwilling civilians, this technology is also being used to non-lethally neutralize civilians. Whistleblowers such as former NSA Technical Director William Binney and former security industry specialist Brian Coffrin have become TIs themselves after whistleblowing activities. These technologies are being used against similar targets of interest to suppress undesirable influences, quell dissent, and enforce social conformity. By learning from the experiences of TIs and whistleblowers, the general public can become aware of the technology that is currently deployed against them. What's written in this book is actively being experienced by TIs in the United States and around the world. Directed energy and nanotechnology. Electromagnetic EM waves are energy waves, often invisible, that can travel through space like ripples on a pond. These waves can vary in size from long to short. They move at a speed of light, don't need a medium like air or water to travel through, and can travel far and through objects. EM waves are what's used for radio towers, cell towers, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and radar. For example, a 5G cell tower directs EMF waves towards cellular phones. EMF waves can also manipulate the biological and neurological functions of human, causing various effects. Okay, so neurons in the brain and body naturally communicate through electrical signals. For example, to move a finger, the brain sends an electrical signal down the spinal cord and through the nerves in the arm and hand. Now, I'm going to add to that. What people don't understand is two things. One, like MIT, this can be used for a positive, life-saving situation. Okay? Like I said, I'm not here to punt anybody. I'm not here to talk bad about anybody. I'm just here to educate people, okay? And that's my right. That's my freedom of speech. So I get that it's so, like, somebody that can't see, they can actually now, they probably have for 30 years, make somebody that's blind see by this technology. They can make somebody that can't speak, like, not really speak, but think it to a computer to speak it for them, which is amazing. People that can't hear to hear, people that have lost their arm or their legs, they can hook this up so that it's like robotic, which we get, right? It's all robotic. And I get that. And that's amazing. But unfortunately, what I don't agree with is it's being used for nefarious purposes. And as a company and as a government, when these people are doing this for the most positive thing to help people be able to see, smell, hear, move their arms, hold their baby, run, is astronomical. It's absolutely amazing. But however, unfortunately, people are using this for nefarious purposes. When you're experimenting on somebody, you experiment on the people that don't have a limb, okay? People that can't hear. Do you understand? So what I am really pissed off about is they should be using these people that don't have an arm or lost their arm or were born without an arm or born without legs or you know, as it. There's lots of people that they don't need to take people, civilians in the world, and torture them. Like, what's going on, right? Am I right? So that's why I don't want to knock targeted justice. I don't want to knock that. We can't just keep blaming the whole entire FBI. We can't, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean or rude. You got to hear me out. We can't, we need to get the guys that are doing this nefariously. That is the problem. The problem isn't the government. The problem is them little guys that have gotten their hands on this stuff or think that they're big and bad because they have a badge. Why do we need to blame I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be but this is being used for nefarious purposes, and that's the problem. Targeted individuals, all of us are not an experiment. Not all of us are. We might, but I will say this, we might have been an experiment in the past, and somebody hacked us. And that's probably kindergarten crap now. It's probably kindergarten crap. You know, like, and like I said, I'm not here to piss anybody off. I'm not here to degrade anybody's work, their what they've done for targeted individuals. I'm not. But what I'm saying is you need to get to the little guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Anybody got any ideas? Let me know. So I'm going to continue. 2 important qualities of the weapons deployed against the public are that they are remote and covert. Remote meaning the ability to operate and affect a target from a distance. Without requiring a direct presence at the site. They are also covert, meaning these attacks are carried out in a way that hides the identity of the operators, the fact that a weapon is being used, or even that an attack is occurring at all. Findings on the use of EMF waves to remotely induce biological effects have a long history. In 1974, research Joseph Sharp and Mark Grove at the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research were able to remotely transmit audible words into a person's perception. The finding was published in 1975 by neuropsychologist Dr. Justin, who wrote, Sharp and Grove found that appropriate modulation of microwave energy, a type of EMF wave, can result in direct wireless, and receiverless communication. So that's how many years? 75. No, wait. Oh, I can't do math. Okay, sorry. They do this, I get sometimes my fog. But so, you know, we're looking at that, you know, I mean, so wireless and receiverless, well, everything you guys know is wireless. 1975, we didn't even have a computer yet. We didn't have cell phones. It was a ham radio. Morse code. CB, which is ham radio. So we really need to think about that. And we do. By radiating themselves with these voice modulated microwaves, Sharp and Grove were readily able to hear, identify, and distinguish among the 9 words. During the CIA black operations of MK Ultra, EM waves became the focus of Subject Project 119, which aimed at uncovering their potential for remotely controlling the human mind. MK Ultra is widely known for attempting mind control with the methods such as LSD. Now, if you ever want to look up MK Ultra and look up what they did, oh my gosh, you guys, this is back in the 50s. Look it up. It's a really interesting, put your big girl pants on for that one, because these people in Canada were mothers of the postpartum blues and other people's going to see an actual psychiatrist in Canada, and they were given like LSD. They were told, well, this is going to help you with your disease, but actually what it was them nasty, nefarious, satanic psychologists, psychiatrists using these people to induce drugs and doing electroshock therapy on them. Like, really, like, they still do that in here, but electroshock therapy, lying to these actual people, putting them in a chair, strapping them down, and electrocuting them because they had the baby blues. Okay, check it out. MK Ultra. They won lawsuits. Gosh, it must have been 50 years later after that they finally, or something like that. Look it up. All right. The dream, blah 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 blah. Okay, techniques of activation of human organism by remote electronic means. According to declassified documents, the CIA had accumulated some research in the form of books by the end of the sub-project. Although the CIA did not achieve building such a device under Sub-Project 119, they had the intention dated back to August 17, 1960. There are at least two other MKUltra sub-projects, 62 and 94, where the results lead to the CIA noting interest in furthering research into EM waves for mind control. I had to turn on my oven. Hang on. Oh, I'm making a mushroom. Sorry, guys. Whoa. Anybody want some cake? Oh. So, to lighten up something, I want to show you what I'm talking about mushrooms, if you like mushrooms, but I like the big one. I'm going to show you. So I used to work at my job that I got, my first job before I become a big time whatever. So I love mushrooms, but I like sauteed mushrooms. You clean out the inside of the mushroom, and then you top the tater, Philadelphia, so 1 8-ounce container of top the tater, 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese, and you can mix whatever you want, olives, whatever. This is bacon and cheddar, and then you bake this bad boy. It's like a steak, and there's no carbs in it. They're amazing. Just wanted to show you that. I'm going to set this here. I'm going to put it in the oven dang. I'm not going to read much more because I am going to be on a mission today. And my mission is the Hobbit series. Can you believe that I went, okay, I know I'm a squirrel. Can you believe that I went on to watch even like Footloose? They want me to pay for it on Prime. I'm like, anyway. Okay, so, and this is for educational purposes. I mean, I'm more kind of know a little bit more like what's happening, but this is just the general definition of things. So, Dr. Ellen Bird also demonstrated, by using EMF waves, Dr. Bird found he could induce the brain to release behavior regulating chemicals, which is like your dopamine and all that. He stated we could put animals into a stupor, and we got chick brains in vitro to dump 80% of the natural opiates in their brains. He even ran a small project that used magnetic fields, a component of electromagnetic waves, to cause certain brain cells in rats to release histamine. In humans, this would cause instant flu-like symptoms and produce nausea. The effects were non-lethal and reversible. He explained you could disable a person temporarily. It would have been like a stun gun. Dr. Eldenberg also demonstrated that what's known as scalars were even more profound and effective at interacting with biological systems compared to EMF waves. To put it simply, this is because EMF waves depend on broad neural excitation and cannot directly interact with the inner workings of neurons, while scalars can do so. Dr. Bird demonstrated this by using scalars to modulate the uptake of neurotransmitters of nerve cells by directly affecting the molecules within the neuron that are responsible for it. He states, we show that in imagery, time and space, and hyperspace, electromagnetics results in solutions, and that only quantum events can occur in small neurons in your brain, in that phase, conjugate fields, which creates scalars, can cause profound effects in living systems. At that time, I thought that the shutdown of the project, which is stupid on the part of the government, unless it works, because it worked. He suspected that the project went dark. He enlisted the help of the U.S. Senate Claiborne Pell to investigate his suspicions. Sometimes after 1 year, Pell confirmed to Dr. Bird that while he could not disclose details, the project did in fact go dark. In 2001 speech, a year before his death, Dr. Bird states, today we know there are technologies that can induce sound into the brain at a distance, that can monitor and alter brainwaves at a distance, that can alter behavior at a distance, that can induce images into the brain at a distance, that can target individual organs at a distance and disrupt calcium ions binding on the cell, individual cell surfaces at a distance, creating pain and other effects anywhere in the body, and technologies that have moved beyond the realm of electromagnetics into the realm of hyperspace and scalars and into the quantum realm. We have demonstrated the ability of electro and magnetic fields to alter DNA. They're trying to do like a DNA to mRNA, tRNA. I mean, that's something you got to study on your own. I know about that. I went to nursing school. However, it can, they have demonstrated the ability of electric and magnetic fields to alter DNA, like I said, and control bioelectric and biochemical processes in living systems. And in other words, the technology to affect mind control exists without question. And like I said, this is just for educational purposes. And then they talk about in 1992, a former NSA employee named John Akiwi filed a lawsuit against NSA. He reported that the agency is employing remote neural monitoring to track brainwave frequencies and interpret them as thoughts, memories, and images, all done remotely and without the target's knowledge. The doctor also stated that NSA is using psychotronic weapons that utilize EMF waves on American civilians. However, the lawsuit was dismissed in court, stating that his claims were not substantiated with hard evidence. And when they talk about this, about the hard evidence, here's the deal. Is like when I had my RF scan, I have all my frequencies to every scan, my low and my high EMF waves. So I have 2 different frequencies from 11 biomedical implants placed in my body without my consent. I have an implant here. Could you imagine? I have an implant here and 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 here. I mean, seriously, I still cry about it. That was like a slap in the face. But it was God's grace. Because if I went and had that scan, I don't know. So it is, and the problem is, a lot of people, they don't know what to do. Like I said, this can be done for revenge, for hire. Like, trafficking, biomedical human trafficking. So based on the reports of TIs, the directed energy technology currently deployed against civilians is developed far beyond the capabilities, effectiveness, and robustness of known patents and scientific research. Okay, so these weapons are staying locked onto targets anywhere globally. Like, I don't have anything locked on me. Well, I do. It's like fiber. I mean, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but I have like things, like when I went and had my panoramic, like Jesse told me I had a bunch of things that I had to do, and I did. Now I'm waiting for my linear junction scan, but however, it costs out of pocket. I don't have that money right now. But I've done everything. In my panoramic 2 weeks ago x-ray that I got in my mouth, I was looking at this on, I can't remember what site. Oh, I was looking at this site, unseencrisis.com. You can click on the people, and on them people like Karen Milton Stewart, Richard Lighthouse, Maria, all these people that when you click on, you can click on them and they will show you their testimonies and their YouTube videos. Do that. Please look at them, look at their biographies, look at their testimonies. It will make much more sense when you read this to see what other people are going through. So yeah, I don't know where I just had a scroll moment. Sorry, that happens a lot. So this was, dismissed with hard evidence, Like with me, do I think my implants are going to be removed? I pray to God they will. It's in God's hands. Do I think that, well, I can make a difference? That's what I'm here for, is I'm trying to make a difference. So based on the reports of TIs, the directed energy technology currently deployed against civilians is developed far beyond the capabilities, effectiveness, and roles. Okay. These weapons are, staying locked. I already said that. There's no success of detaching from it. The effects of these weapons are reaching targets submerged more than 8 feet underwater and buried deep inside mines. Like if you go to them salt mines or, the salicylate mines, my dad used to bring me to the caves all the time when I was a kid. I just loved that sulfur smell. It was amazing. My dad did a lot of stuff with me. He was pretty special to me, but he hates me. Don't know why. But you can't escape. I have implants in me, so chest, when I sleep back in 2020 thinking that it would help. However, I didn't know I had implants then. It heated up so bad. I was like, oh my gosh. I've even tried to use ceramic on my private parts, ceramic tiles over my heart when I slept. And because I have implants in my person, they're omitting a frequency. So placing something, you're blocking it inside of your body. Do you know what I mean? So if you have something in your body that is an anomaly in your person that's omitting a frequency from here or here or here or here, you guess what I'm saying? Covering that is not going to help. I've had nails lifted off my toes because it had nowhere to go. That's how bad they were emitting this stuff to me, going, ha ha ha, you bee, we hate you, whatever. Okay, back on the paper. Okay, this is not possible. So it says, so like I was saying, they can go 8 feet underwater, buried deep inside mines, with some targets beneath as much as 960 meters of overburden, with no success of shielding from their effects. This is not possible for ordinary EMF waves that can be used for precision targeting. For such reasons, it's believed that at least some of the directed energy used for targeting are not made of EMF waves, but a type of wave that's ahead of the general public's understanding, known as scalar waves. Scalar waves are reports for many whistleblowers about this technology are pointing to satellite. Now this is more. So people are whistleblowers from the 3 acronym departments in the world. Oh, gross, fly. they're pointing to satellite, okay, and cell towers. Dr. Paul Bat-Cho, a former DARPA senior scientist, found through his research that cell towers are being used against U.S. civilians. In 2016, following his findings, Dr. Bat-Cho attempted to notify the U.S. Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security. Now, those are those three little digit people I was talking about. But received no response. He wrote in one of his emails, I seem to have stumbled across an advanced technology that I would classify as synthetic telepathy. Now, I had somebody coming on my site talking about synthetic telepathy. That is something that I would like to research further going forward. When I get there, I guess I'll get there. It clearly uses the cellular towers to transmit illegal signals. It sounds unbelievable, but it's actually technology being used on civilians of the U.S. Some medical doctors, such as Dr. David Nixon, Dr. Lambert, and Dr. Anna Maria Mihalkia. Now, Dr. Anna Maria, I'll spell her last name, Mihalcea. She is one of the doctors. You can go on crisisunseen.com. I want you to look at her videos. It is very important because she is talking and showing about the nanobots and the filament. You need to please look at her testimonies on crisisunseen.com. I was blown away yesterday. I was like, and my girlfriend, Shelly, told me about this. So, hold on. I got to grab the door. Sorry about that. Had to grab my door. Now I'm going to put my mushroom in. Sorry about that. Oh. It looks so good. Oh. Sorry, y'all. Oh. And I got some lunch going. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm in the middle of trying to do my daily things, but so Dr. Mihalcea, you guys got to watch her. No, I'm not joking. So she is amazing. She talks about how every single one of us and every vaccine, we have nanotechnology in our body. And they show this on a 10th, you just gotta look at it. So some medical doctors such as David Nixon, Dr. Lambert, Dr. Anna Mihalkia have found evidence of nanotechnology in the blood of TIs and other civilians. Dr. Anna has raised awareness about self-assembling nanotechnology. I know people are like, Karen, you're nuts. No, I'm not crazy. I'm smart, and I'm doing my research, and I'm learning about this stuff. Some people, they're not interested. Me, I'm interested in it because I am a person of, yeah. So, she had found in the blood of U.S. civilians through live blood analysis at a clinic. She also found this in people that were deceased for 8 months. These nanotechnology, these nanobots were reassembling after being embalmed. I mean, it is bizarre. In 2024, she published a video showing nanoscale spheres in a blood that self-replicate. I'm not joking. Just do me a favor, go on crisis.com and look up Dr. Anna and click on it and watch her videos. She does it with people that have had the COVID shot, people that have not had the COVID shot, and guess what? They still have the same nanotechnology replicating in your bloodstream, destroying your red blood cells, mutating them, which causes cancer, depopulation. Over time, the spheres and the nanorobots within them grow. Then these nanobot-containing spheres migrate towards a main structure where they release their content to facilitate its growth. The nanobot-containing spheres utilize energy extracted from the blood to fuel the growth of these nanostructures. Now, I had a physical July 24th. My red blood cells are screwed up. They're low. Nothing serious, but they're low. She's so smart. Anyway, I actually talked to my friend Shelly yesterday. We all went, us as Daughters of the King, went out to Bear Creek Tavern and in Cloverdale, Minnesota here, and we had lunch. And she's really well known about it. She's got parasites. I don't want to speak for her, but she's pretty smart and very, we know about these nanotechnologies. She goes to my church. She's one of my Daughters of the King. She does Bible studies with me. We're pretty close. And it's very nice to have somebody on your back like that knows what you're talking about. The process was found to lead to oxidative stress in the blood, deforming the blood cells, like I just said, and disruption of their normal function, which is mutant. She also reported that EMF fields played a role in enabling energy extraction and facilitating intercommunication among the micro and nano robots for the structural assembly. Please, I know that sounds sometimes over some of you, made of PEG-based hydrogels, which contain nanobots of graphene oxide, titanium, and deuterium. She says that these hydrogels are substrate of a brain-computer interface, BCI, okay? And the primary method of fusing humans with machines, transhumanism. So she references an MIT article titled Hydrogel Interface for Merging Humans and Machines. Dr. Hildegard Staninger, a world-renowned toxologist, researched a less advanced phenomenon of nanotechnology in civilians than Dr. Anna, known as the Morgellons phenomenon. Dr. Staninger had such samples reviewed by a world-renowned parasitologist, which studies parasites, who confirmed that they contained advanced nanotechnology and not parasites. Now, you have to watch this. I was blown away. I was like, I am not joking. These things formed in little computer squares, like little chips, and these little things came in like the quantum. Now, quantums are different colors. You know, quantum physics is like your yellow, red, green, blue. Okay, these dots are quantum dots. So these dots that are in your blood, and they're finding that little guy, like a parasite or a whatever, in fact, to come to, and you can actually see, and this is somebody that's just not some Walgreens, doctor. I mean, she's smart. She's got people that got her back. And you can see these things form arms. And then they make this film. And they're talking about it, these people that are embalming people, that, these morticians, they're pulling out. I'm not talking like things this big. of something that you can't pull apart after being embalmed or even dead for 8 months. And they're still forming in a dead person after being embalmed. It's insane. You got to watch it. Blew my mind. Just last night, so I'm a little excited about it, but it was amazing. She is so smart. Thank you so much, Dr. Zuh. She had a few doctors that helped her do that. Thank you very much. Okay, so she's a Dr. Hildegard Staninger, which is one, I don't know, is a world-renowned toxologist. Okay, she's got blah, 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 blah. She's known as the Morgellons phenomenon. Now, she had samples reviewed by a world-renowned parasitologist who confirmed that they contained advanced nanotechnology and not parasites. Targeted individuals are individuals whom the deep state has subjected to remote and covert systematic neutralization with directed energy and remote neural monitoring, which might also involve non-consensual experimentation. This systematic neutralization includes measures such as discrediting, decreasing effectiveness, and isolation of the target. For example, decreased effectiveness can be achieved by using DE to cause communication difficulties, cognitive dysfunction, or torture. Torture. By using various DE effects, which is directed energy effects. This will be done in amounts that hinders the target's ability to influence and sabotages their areas for the complete life. So I'm in this for life. This neutralization will be described throughout this book. Common patterns from the reports of TIs is shown. Common patterns from the reports of TIs show this targeting is being done through a black program. Your neighbor. It doesn't matter if it's your mom. It doesn't matter who it is or what entity they are from. Until they speak to us, we got to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying. I know it's going to piss a lot of people off. There's reports. There's this, there's that, there's whistleblowers, there's all this. But a lot of this is being done nefariously. Trust me. I know. It's gang stalking. It's biomedical hacking of a human person. It's human trafficking. Human trafficking. So, she talks about like some common patterns from the reports of TI shows this targeting is being done through, black program. The targeting of a TI by this program is covert to others because of the covert nature of DE and the intelligence in how it's done. DE effects are often induced in a way that appears natural and mimics natural phenomenon. The program is using at least 5 categories. 5 categories. My reading's twisted. I'm losing weight. 5 categories of directed energy effects and surveillance technologies, as mentioned in the introduction. Now, directed energy weapons, I know they're directed at you, and I know they can be directed at you without implants. David A. talks about it. It's true. He is telling the truth. It can be. We're so advanced, you don't need an implant. Even though all of us, I do believe, have a type of implant in us. But when you have an implant, if they can hack you, like, you get your computer hacked, how does somebody get your bank account and hack your bank account and take all your freaking money? How do they do that? Everything is done by satellite, right? And it's done wirelessly. Remote neural monitoring is surveilling the target's thoughts. Okay, so remote neural monitoring, I've known this for years. It's surveilling the target's thoughts, emotions, and senses, such as mental imagery, verbal thoughts, and what the target is seeing. So when I was having holograms, and my husband and son and other people thought I was just off my rocker, I'm like, did you see that? Do you see that? Oh my God, I see that. And they're like, well, guess what? I wasn't lying. I was telling the truth. And this can do that. It can make me see things by inducing them mentally in my brain remotely via a satellite radio frequency. And I was being told, and still am, that I'm crazy. Shame on you. Shame on you. Physiological manipulation is forceful and precise control of the target's body, such as moving limbs, forcing the target to speak specific words, and directly controlling organ functions. Cognitive dysfunction is selective impairment of various functions of cognitive, such as memory and decision making, which can be done intermittently or remain for longer periods. This happened to me and there was no breaks for me. It was like artificial psychological and physiological states, which is altering mental and physical states, such as inducing emotions, moods, stress, and altered consciousness. Artificial sensory experiences are inducing the target to perceive sensory experiences such as speech, pain, and TIs have two phases in their targeting. The first phase is when a TI is covertly targeted with directed energy. During this time, the covert directed energy effects will be attributed to natural causes, even though some occurrences will be unusual. The usual response of the target is to attribute the effects based on their understanding of how the world works, which does not include directed energy effects, and either address it as a natural occurrence or ignore it. For example, an intermediate induction of cognitive dysfunction could be attributed to a natural cognitive lapse. A physiological manipulation of dropping an item attributed to a mistake and an induced. The second phase of the TI program, when the program's presence increasingly becomes known to the TI, which happened, like knowingly, like hearing, I thought there were speakers on my walls. I thought the metal on my bed frame was electrocuting me, so I threw that down the stairs. I got it was insane. I pounded 3 holes. One in my floor between my front door and the deck, and one in my bedroom behind my bed where the window was, and one in my son's closet, because during my V2K episodes at that time program, they were telling me I was hearing shit. So I thought there were speakers. And they were consistent on them 3 points. Now, what it was psychic driving. It was trying to make me crazy, and that's what they were trying to do. But unfortunately, they did not. They made me probably look crazy, which is, I'm okay with that because I'm not. But I put like 3 holes this big. My son's closet, because the money's behind there. The safe was in the next room. And then underneath my bedroom window, I pounded a hole. And then from my front door to where my deck goes, where the front door, I pounded a little hole like this. I had my ex-husband's girlfriend that he's got right now, Danielle Ambrack, sitting there going, do you hear that? Do you hear that? It was insane. Somebody was trying to drive me so freaking nuts. But let's move on. TI's experience. It says, then the TI becomes aware of the capability of directed energy and is sensitized, like the hand gestures. Do you know a lot of people are manipulated to do that in front of you and they don't even know what they're doing? They're sensitizing you to that. So you freak out and come unglued and get on and say, oh my gosh, these instruments and they're shocking me through their bedroom window. Really? I don't believe that, honestly. I don't. I think they're all being manipulated themselves to make you think they're doing that. No pun intended. If you are being that way, if you really feel you do, please forgive me. I apologize for that, but I don't believe that. That's military stuff that was done in the military back in the 50s when they were getting the armies to march on the back of the Jeeps. They'd have these sonic stuff, crowd control things. Yeah. But to get your neighbor, they're just trying to isolate you. They're just trying to make you look nuts, honestly. And because if your neighbor's doing that, you know what? Grow some damn skin on your back. Go over to your frickin' neighbors and knock on their damn door. Kill them with kindness. Why would you just continue to post things saying, my neighbors are shooting me? That's all I hear. Everybody's shooting me. Everybody's shooting me. Somebody's got their phone. Everybody's got a phone. I mean, I believe it happens. I really, really do. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, people, this is done. Ugh. Okay. Excuse me. Please don't be pissed at me. Okay. I'm just. So it says that they're sensitized, like colors and hand gestures, and a lot of it coughing. Everybody coughs. How many people cough? You go to Walmart, you walk in the Walmart store in the middle of summer, you're going to get at least 7 people you walk by that cough. Okay. Voice to skull, inducing a target to hear the desired voices. So I hear my family, and I hear my son saying, Mom, my daughter saying, Mom, your brother, Karen. I hear all these hundreds of voices in the last years. It's like, it's not possible. Because for one, they wouldn't do that to me. The people that I know got balls, and they would come to my door or whatever. But anyway, don't believe what they say. Don't believe what you hear ever. Ever. I don't care if it's angelic and it's one person going, hey, it's your brother. Karen, I need your help. That's what I hear. Do never believe that. Ever. They block your phone. They block your content. They do. It's horrible. It's nefarious. It's satanic. It's bad. But I'm here to help. Trying to. So, never believe a word it says. Don't ever hurt yourself. Move a lot. Dance. Do not do everything you do every day. Do not isolate yourself. Get on here. Start doing what I'm doing. Just start talking. Get on here on YouTube and you just start talking. Talk, 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 talk. You'd be surprised. It's free. You don't got to pay a therapist for it and then get a 5150 on you because they think you're nuts. Get on here and talk about it. Because and resource sites, resource platforms, resource patents, resource lawsuits is what you got to do. Back your ass up. Okay? So, most TIs, gosh, I'm such a freak. I'm kind of cute, though. I love myself. But TIs experience commonalities in their targeting, such as facing induced cognitive dysfunction, chronic torture, breaking down of ego, BIA, voice to skull. I've been pounding this in my friends' heads, my family's, since 2018. They all thought I was a frickin' nut job. And I'm like going, okay, I'll send you the form from Targeted Justice about B2K. I sent you the flyer, 50 of them. Hello, Stop Satellite Terrorism. Hello, targetedjustice.com. Well, do you think maybe I have tinnitus in my ear? My stepsister says, do you think maybe it's a mental health illness? I'm like, look, I just sent you targetedjustice.com. I just sent you, a mind control cult website from, what's his name? I can't remember, but it's the mind control site. He's got all these, yeah, I can't remember. Oh, he actually has the same name as my tutor in chemistry. I can't remember, but anyway, however, going forward. So VA voice is called inducing a target to hear the desired voices, which is voice morphing. And it's being done daily and lifelong from the time their targeting goes overt. Most TIs reach their status by being selected apparently at random for a type of lifelong experimentation that involves torture and mind control using directed energy effects. The ordinary men, women, and children, they are doing this to children at the age of 4. Do you understand? Now, if that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what would. Oh, wait, maybe your 4-year-old needs to go through this before you'd even think about redoing your research, right? Should we wait till it's too late? Is that what we do around here? Do we wait till it's too late? So they're subjected assigned to a high neutralization level by default, regardless of their actions or circumstances. The program doesn't necessarily seek to kill such TIs, but to neutralize them so that they can be experimented on with directed energy and remote neuromonitoring without consequences. You know, I'm going to stop with that because I got my mushroom in there. I only went through hardly any pages because I'm just me. So going forward, government and the 3, entities, and I thank you for that. I really do. But the problem I have, who's going after the bad guys, the other entities? You know, we have our government doing this, but what about the people that have gotten their hands on this shit, right? What about these people that have hacked the government's program? Now, you would think the government would be pissed, but if they do that, then they're going to cause a big scene, right? That somebody's hacking their experiments. So, as a nation, we need to realize that this is being done nefariously. This is being done to people. They are being hacked. My biomedical implants are hacked. Hacked. Anybody that knows how to use a syringe can do this. And tell you what, I know how to use a syringe. Ain't that frickin' hard. You can YouTube that shit now. You can go buy medical vaccinations for your dog at your veterinarian and inject them yourself. So don't tell me that somebody needs to be a doctor or a nurse or a CIA or FBI or anything like that to poke you with a damn needle. Sprinkle some in your food. Stuff some in your line of cocaine you just did. A little bit on your pot you're going to smoke or on the tip of your cigarette. Or fly by in planes dropping so, you know, we just need to understand that it all depends on what direction you want to go. And I seem to go in a lot of directions, but most of my directions is nefarious. Most of my directions is the hospital that I worked at. My mother at Medtronic is a number 1, but I think somebody else got involved along the way because everybody thinks they need a nose in everybody's fucking business. Pardon my language. Everybody's got to know. Everybody's got to have a part. I hate people like that. I'm sorry, I don't mean hate. I just feel bad and should pray for people like that, right? So you guys have a good day. I'm going to go. It's been an hour and a half already, and I'm going to go eat my mushroom, and I'm going to watch the Hobbit series. Y'all have a great day from central northern Minnesota. Hope y'all are warm wherever you're at, because it's cold here. God bless. Goodbye.